Torpedo back on the track at the wall. They've done it again.
That's a base hit. Back at the track. This ball will carry. Is ripped.
Wall. See ya.
And it's going to fall fair. Here comes Tatis. Machado headed for second. Got himself an RBI double. Padres have a 2-run lead on top 6-4.
Welcome back to Touching Bases Podcast, and it has been 48 hours since the Yankees hit 9 home runs as a team in a single game. The team started off with 3 home runs in the first 3 pitches of that game, doing so against their former pitcher Nestor Cortes that was traded away for closer Devin Williams. Well, looks like as of now the Yankees probably won that trade, but it wasn't just Nestor's performance that was utterly horrendous. The Yankees never stopped, putting up 20 runs in this game and giving up 6 runs after 5 defensive errors, looking exactly the same as they did last season. So hey, Blue Jays, maybe defense isn't the most important thing. But what is catching national attention is the submarine shape, as everybody's calling it, torpedo bats. The bat shape honestly would bring back haunting memories for those of us that were kids and went through our parents' nightstands. And what was odd is that there was no announcement of these changes and why they were doing it. During the game, broadcaster Michael Kay, though, brought it up that bat was specifically milled for Anthony Volpe's batting style to move the sweet spot of the bat towards the label where he would get jammed up, and in doing so, well, they tried to jam him and it was a cutter on the inside, and without changing his approach or changing his swing.
3-2. High fly ball, left field. Churio back, track, wall. See ya. The bat worked.
Yeah, so big question after the instantaneous transition in equipment is this legal? Well, yeah, it's already been determined that it's legal. It's within all the rules, which are very few and far in between. The Yankees aren't dumb in the first place and going to get caught cheating like some teams.
Sanchez success. Here's a ground ball right side, could do it. The Houston Astros are world champions.
They actually are perfectly in the realm of perfectly good baseball rules. Max 42 inches long, 2.61 inches thick, and must be 1 piece of wood. Not only does this gain approval from Ron Jeremy, but it seems to be also following the rules of Major League Baseball, and the Yankees are not breaking it in any way. There's also a note in the rules that no laminated or experimental bats can be used without the manufacturer getting approval from the MLB. So at some point during this season, last season, maybe even the years that they've been working up to this point, it's been approved. Real quick, if you haven't, subscribe, hit the like button, and follow us into the future because you love baseball and I love you. Okay, so now we have opened a door to bats being personalized to specific batters and another factor in the scouting reports to decide how a pitcher is going to throw a batter, and now the shape of the bat is going to determine if they can successfully hit the inside pitch or push the outside pitch to the other way. How many of you are already getting a headache from this added variable? Now, some people have also been mentioning that maybe possibly this is just one of those things where it's going to give batters some sort of weird advantage, but ultimately I disagree. This will probably work for about 2 months, and then there comes this disadvantage to hitters. In fact, when it is studied and drilled into pitchers' head how to pitch to a batter when they are coming up to the plate with a stick that is made to help them hit pitches away or hit pitches on the inside if you're Anthony Volpe and avoid getting jammed, you have a visual message of intention sent to that mound on how to attack that batter, thus putting the batter at a disadvantage, right? Or does it? Now, after this phenomenon of this one game, the very next day, the Yankees put up double-digit numbers once again. Now, they're not the only team that's putting up double-digit numbers in the beginning of this season. The Cubs just did it last night. I believe they put up 17 runs, but I didn't see any torpedo bats being used. And in fact, I decided to go on to Invictus and order myself a torpedo bat to see if it's worth it, so we can test it for ourselves. Now, teams like the Padres and the Mariners and the Braves have already invested in ordering these bats that have come into play, but whether or not this is going to work for everybody is a little bit different. Again, it adds a weird metrics for the stats and for scouting, and it gives a visual aid for that pitcher to see what type of bat they're using, whether or not they're using a bat that's going to be more outside heavy with the barrel or more closer to the hands. But also keep in mind that there is a limitation where the handle has to be 18 inches long. They can't bring it in any more than that. Not that I think it would be a smart idea to do that, but you just have to keep in mind these rules. Now, granted, there is a list that did come out that I found on X that includes these players who are actually using the Torpedo bat up to today. From the Baltimore Orioles, Adley Rutschman's using it. From the Phillies, Alec Bohm is using it, although I haven't seen an increase in his hitting and the team already hates him. For the Yankees, you have Volpe, Wells, Bellinger. Obviously, Jazz was hitting bombs for the last couple days, and then Paul Goldschmidt, who also hit a bomb to lead off that game in New York. The Cubs have Dansby Swanson and Nico Horner. Dansby Swanson's been hitting pretty damn good. As far as the Blue Jays, they have Schneider and Clement. Clement has not been doing too great. For the Reds, Ellie De La Cruz is doing it, and if you wanted to look at Ellie's stats, he went 4 for 5 with 2 home runs and 7 RBIs in last night's game. Now, also, who's using this bat? Francisco Lindor, Jose Trevino, who's on the Reds as well, I forgot him, O'Neal Cruz, Junior Caminero, Yandy Diaz, Manny Machado's also using this, and then Kike Hernandez, Max Muncy, Rhys Hoskins, and Ryan Jeffers. That is the full list as of today that was posted 8 hours ago on April 1st. This is not April Fools, who are using this Torpedo bat. Now go ahead and take a look at all their stats, but there are people that are doing significantly better with this bat versus with a regular bat. Now there are also guys that do hit way better with just a normal bat. Aaron Judge isn't going to change anything up, and he's the one who nearly broke a record for most home runs in a single game. So keep that in mind. Anyways, tell me down below what you guys think. Is this just going to be a fad for this season, or are other teams, more than who we just listed, going to really start buying bats that they adapt to their hitters? After 20 runs in a game and nearly 4 home runs from Aaron Judge, it's going to beg a question from teams with weak offense. Will this fix their problem, or is it really just the players that need to adjust, as they always had to in the past? Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you all later.